Good afternoon. So today we really want to talk about supply chain integrity. Are we really safe? So there are all sorts of worries. So we worry about vaccine safety, and then added to that, we have to worry about the actual, are we not getting things into this supply chain, and then we end up with products that are fake products. So what we know is it's a fake world, baby, because faking it is probably the biggest industry in the world, and it's from anything and everything, right? Fake information, fake news. Here is an item in the Guardian which talks about super Tuscan wine. So people are even faking very expensive wines. This I thought was very funny, you know. Kelvin Klein, and in this case, either the person can't spell or they're an African because they're saying Kelvin Kani. Now, at the moment, the biggest business is medicines, as we know. The biggest business is COVID vaccines. So any counterfeiter worth the assault is probably going to try and get into this business. And so that's why we're having this meeting to talk about supply chain integrity. So our speakers, and we like to give young people a chance, and I'm hoping that they are here. So we have these young people talking today. So we have Retabile Mushweshwe. She was formerly here and she's done some interesting studies which we thought she could share with you. And then we have Dr. Margaret Siawangwaya, who's at University of Zimbabwe. We also have then some discussants and regulators that we'll just talk to, as well as some of our colleagues. Randall will talk briefly about the use of technology in track and tracing and what's happening out there. And Dr. Zalwango from Uganda will hopefully tell us what the situation in Uganda is like with regards to COVID, and then with regards to counterfeits and substandards. Just maybe to alert you to future events coming up. So we've got the next event is actually on Neglected Foods of Africa, or so-called Neglected Foods of Africa. This is a joint event with UI Salvation. That's already sorted. Then we're going to go back to cannabis, but we want to talk about the EU New Food Application process. This is an event we are holding in collaboration with African Association of Medicinal Plant Standards. It's an organization that's been there for a long time, but is now relaunching, and we have a strategic partnership with them. And then we also want to talk about this thorny issue of IP for public good. So if you have been following the news, yesterday it is, the United States government has decided to loosen the strings, as it were, on this issue of IP on the COVID vaccine as a public health emergency, and the Europeans are following that up. But will it make a difference to us, really? Because we don't have the capacity to manufacture these things. And there's a document or a paper that I will share with you in the chat box where they talk about the loss of capacity, especially within the South African landscape. Right, but we want to have that discussion. We're still coming to the African Free Trade Area issues and then to deal making. We have also started courses, by the way. So we have courses that are coming up. Here's a course on manufacture and registration of biological and biosimilar medicines. This is run in association with ICGB. So these are the dates, and this is actually the program itself. So it's a 6 module. So it's 6 weeks program, 2 hours a day on Thursdays for these dates. And at the end, so this program is really aimed at creating sort of a hands-on knowledge. And unfortunately, in COVID times, it's not really hands-on in that sense. However, what we will do is we will also have simulated learning, especially from our friends at Merck. But you see, we'll have a regulatory component around that. And then our friends at ICGEB will take us through, all the different aspects of production and quality control of biosimilars. And we also have a case study, a very interesting case study of a Rwandese. So Leaf Pharmaceuticals is actually founded by somebody from Rwanda, and the Rwandese government has actually put in money into this company. And their head office is in Boston, but they're actually also doing some work in Rwanda. So we'll have a case study. They were very quick to get into biosimilars for COVID, but they've been working on these things in the background for a while. So if you're interested in this course, this one is a paid course, so you can contact Nano as usual. Then there's a course coming up again in June. This is in collaboration with University of Pretoria. This course has been running for a few years. This is manufacturing and registration of complementary and herbal medicines. And then we have one that's being planned on hemp and cannabis in Africa. This one is going to really look at wall to wall, if you like. What is the agronomy behind hemp and cannabis? What are the licensing regimes that are across there in Africa, and how does one navigate that? And then market access. How do you actually get offtake agreements and business plans? So that's still in the planning phase. We're always happy to have visitors in these courses. So if you want to come in as a guest lecturer, that would be really, really good. Okay, as you know, COVID hasn't gone away, so we still encourage people to be able to, to use our platform, and we are free, we are happy to talk to you about that. We have a YouTube channel. You can subscribe. A lot of the material, in fact, everything that we do here and with our other partners is always loaded here. Last week, we had a very interesting discussion around COVID vaccine hesitancy with questions and answers, and we are going to actually be loading them onto this. Okay, so that's it then. I will hand over to our first speaker, Rita Pile, and you can share your screen.